Welcome back. Thank you for viewing my video. You should check them all out. There's a lot of them. What we got here? John needs to get out of my way. I have to turn the volume down. Always forget that. There you go. Let's get out of the way and check out the table. Balls are spread out great, but there's some problems. 2 to the 3 is a problem. 3 to the 4 is a problem. 8 to the 9 is a problem. And there's a couple little problems. Right off the bat, the 1 to the 2, I have the wrong angle on the 1 to get to the 2, so I'm going to have to figure something out here. Let's move that mouse out of the way. The rake comes up. I use the rake in this video. And normally it's a shot I would probably shoot left-handed, but that's setting a bad example, and you can't make YouTube videos and telling people to just don't use a rake, shoot left-handed. It's a lazy habit I developed over the years. It's just shooting it left-handed instead of finding the rake, number one. There's no telling where it is. Just setting it up and lining it up, and it just seems like so much work. And I don't play pool to work. I work all week. I don't go out to the pool halls to work or to think. So I'll shoot it left-handed. Not a good idea, guys. Just not. But then again, you guys, these videos are made for advanced players who are mostly trying to get over the hump from good local player to great professional player. It's a big leap. And what you have to do, instead of quitting pool altogether or winding up in a nut house or getting on drugs and getting on the bottle, here's how you work on your game to get great. Isn't my place to do that? Well, I figured out that Alex Pagulayan is just not going to make YouTube videos, and neither is Shane Van Boney. And neither are a lot of guys. It's just not their thing. So somebody has to do it. So I decided to do it. Anyway, let's shoot the 1. What we have to do here, because we don't have the right angle to get from the 1 to the 2, naturally we have to draw back and increase the angle as it's coming back. So we have to increase the distance. That comes up a lot. How do you get the angle when the angle's just not there? And a lot of guys, well, I'll just put English on it, or I'll just put top on it, and I'll go down to this rail, and I'll do this, and I'll do that, and I'll get creative, and they wind up missing the ball or scratching, or because they're trying to do too much. And they're trying to get close to the ball. You don't have to be... The number one thing on every pull shot, sorry about that noise I'm making, it's just a thing I do. I would try to put my hands here. They're trying to get close to the 2 ball, and you don't have to be close. It's more important to have the right angle. There, I said that. Let's move on to the next thing. We don't have to obsess on that. So now I'm drawing back to that side of the 3 ball, not this side. And that's what I was shooting for when I shot the 1, to get straight in on the 2 and just draw back. I'd like to be closer to it, but that'll work. This is a tough shot, and this reminds me of the Appleton drill, which is coming up in another video, the Darren Appleton drill. It's a monster maker, I promise you. This drill will turn you into a monster. Anyway, yeah, the center of the table is wide open. But I can't shoot this 3 softly. I have to shoot it hard. And because this is a dead slow table, it's like shooting on quicksand. So I have to cut the 3 in and go all the way back down to this rail and come all the way back up, trying to get to the center of the table. But I don't think I really accomplished what I was shooting for. But it's all good. Yeah, I didn't want to be that far on that side of the table. I wanted to be more on this side of the table for the 4 ball, but it's no big deal. All I have to do is put the bottom right on it and draw it back out for the 5. And once we accomplish that, I'll have this angle to draw back a little bit on the right angle on the 6 to come out for the 7 to get down on the 9 and to get back, or to get down on the 8 and get back on the 9. I'm not talking to myself. I'm actually chewing on a piece of candy or something. Which, that's a good thing to do, by the way. Something chewy. It relieves tension. It kind of manifests itself in your face. And it relaxes your nerves a little bit to chew on something. I don't chew gum, but I think I have a gummy bear in my mouth or something. Instead of tensing up your arms or your legs or your shoulders or your back, tension tends to build in my face muscles, and chewing on something kind of relaxes those muscles. Or maybe it's just the nervous habit. I don't know. Anyway, so draw out on the 6. Don't get behind the 7. I kind of came a little too close to the 7. And now you're just drawing out to this dot here to have the right angle to come down on the 7. And here I make a big mistake and I shoot the 7 too hard. I should have just bumped it in and came down to somewhere around this position, the first diamond on the 9 ball to get back, or the 8 ball to get back on the 9 ball. But I wound up going all the way to this rail and bouncing out just a couple inches and getting on top of the 8. And part of the reason I did that is because I was jacked up over the 9. It's hard to control the cue ball. The speed of the cue ball when you're jacked up, you have to put top on. So now instead of shooting this left-handed, I'm digging out the rake. And there's no way for me to make a video saying here's how to use the rake and there's no other way to use it. Everybody kind of, because it's not really an everyday thing in pool. There's no right and wrong to use a rake. If you make the ball, you did it right, and if you miss the ball, you did it wrong. Some guys shoot it like this, and some guys shoot it like a dart. I do both, depending on what the shot is. Some people put the rake down first and line up the rake with the object ball, and then they'll put their cue stick on. And some people do both at the same time. There's no right and wrong. There's not. So I think I tend, because of the way I learned, and I just was self-taught, I put the rake down before I put my cue on it. But then I'll tend to move both of them around. You see what I'm doing here? I'm lining up the rake before the cue stick is put on the rake. And I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. I'm just saying that's the way I do it. But then once my cue's on, I'll, if I'm not comfortable, I'll move it all around until I can see that edge. Until I see the cue ball edge aimed at the 8 ball edge in the right spot to make the 8 ball. And again, because I have to shoot this hard, in order to make the 8-ball, the cue ball is going to come all the way down to this end rail and then bounce back up. The big problem here with this shot is it's just a poke. I can't follow through a whole hell of a lot. Yeah, I have to be straight when I shoot it, but I have to get the rake and the stick out of the way real quick because this cue ball is coming straight back at it. I'm just giving it a real good look, and I'm looking for that edge of the 8-ball and aimed the cue ball edge aimed at the edge of the 8-ball. So yeah, the big problem there was getting the rake out of the way of the cue ball on the bounce back while doing everything right. So there's a lot to worry about here. Or not worry about, but think about. We don't worry. We don't worry about anything. Pool players don't have any problems. No worry. It's a free. All we do is we go out, we get laid, we drink, we gamble. We travel, we send postcards back home, we take pictures, and we have fun. That's what we do for a living. We have fun, fun, fun. We get up at 3 p.m. We drink coffee, then we take a nap, and we get up again at 5 p.m., drink some more coffee, and we go to IHOP, and we eat breakfast at 6 p.m., and then what do we do? Oh, then we go to the pool hall, and we drink alcohol all night, we meet women, we win thousands and thousands of dollars gambling against suckers who can't play, and then we go back to the hotel room. We watch porn with lesbians. Yep, and that's what we do. We take lesbians back to the room and we watch porn. Alright, the life of a pool player. Using the rake, what are we going to title this? There's a lot of great stuff coming up. The Appleton Drill and Monster Maker video. Aiming. How you aim the cue ball. You don't aim the cue stick. It's not an aiming system. It's just the right way to aim. What else? There's other stuff coming up too. I don't know. I forget. I have 4 or 5 videos scheduled that I'm planning on how I'm going to make coming up. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope your games are improving. Have a great weekend. Peace.